It's going to be hard to nitpick much, but we're going to try. What can Kentucky improve on over these next kind of get-right games before you really start to get into your Gonzagas, your Ohio States, Louisville, Clemson's, and SEC play? We're going to talk about that on today's episode of the Wildcats Today Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Stefaniak, writer and editor at Kentucky Wildcats on SI, joined by Carson Nash. Carson, we got the holiday coming up. God, that's exciting. A little Thanksgiving, a little Sprite Wednesday coming up tomorrow. Should be a fun day. How we feeling? What's the vibes?
Feeling good. You know, I like to call them back-to-back turkey days. My close friends will know why. But excited, good to go see some family. It'll be nice to relax over this long weekend, you know, especially after last weekend in Austin. Yes. We went hard. So I'm going to need a couple days to recover, you know, but excited. Everything slows down a little bit around the holidays. It'd be nice to recoup and recover, and hope everyone does the same.
What's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Well, I have a hot take here, and my hot take is I don't like Thanksgiving food.
Thank you. Okay, you go ahead and talk. I'm going to go ham in a minute.
I am not a huge Thanksgiving guy. I've just never been. I don't know. But if I were to pick one, I'd probably say either mashed potatoes or green beans.
Okay. I think that turkey is the worst food in the entire world. Now, hear me out. If it's cooked perfect, see, this is the thing about it. It's impossible to cook right. And when you cook it right, you cook it perfect, I'd say it's okay. I wouldn't even say it's good. I'd say it's okay. Turkey is, it's dry. It's ugh. And then, I mean, the rest of the food is fine. But, like, I just don't pumpkin pie, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of pumpkin pie. I eat it once a year, and it's that works. I'm a fan of pretzel salad. I know that. You ever had that? That's kind of a Kentucky. Is that a Kentucky thing?
I don't think I've had pretzel salad before.
It's the thing where it's like Jell-O and pretzels and strawberries and like whipped cream. And it's like if you've had pretzel salad, let us know in the comments. It's really good. I swear it's a Kentucky.
Sounds good.
Maybe it's not, because I have both sides of my family that are.
You like the sweet and the salty a little bit?
Yeah, it's pretty solid. That's good food. But no, Thanksgiving overrated. You know what the Stefaniak household will be doing? Grilling steaks, because we're American, baby. Come on.
Yeah. Well, I talk to Jake a lot, and I'm like, once we get older and the tradition hands down to us, we're doing either steaks or tacos or something else. We're doing something else.
No, we're doing steaks. That's been decided. So, but Carson, let's get into this. I mean, looking at this Kentucky team, it's hard to nitpick, but I do think that we can't, and you know Coach Pope and you know his players and staff aren't doing this. You can't get set on, well, we're just really good. You're going to have to improve, find ways to improve. Man, that's just the thing about life in general. You're never good. You're never perfect.
Never perfect.
Yeah. So to me, Carson, I think there's two things that Kentucky can improve on. The first thing is I think the defense can be a little crisper. It's been solid, Carson. It's been solid. In KenPom, you're 29 right now. In these Evan Maya rankings on defense, you have an 11.1 ranking, which is a solid number. You know, you're number 7 in those rankings, and I believe your defense is 29 in KenPom. Your numbers are good, but I think there's some open shots that aren't falling for some of these teams that when you play Gonzaga and you play Alabama and you play Auburn and Arkansas, well, maybe not Arkansas because they can't really shoot, but you get what point when you play better teams, these shots are going to start to fall. So we're nitpicking. We are nitpicking, but Carson, what would you like to see improve, whether on defense or any other aspects of the game for the Cats?
I think maybe some of the rotations on defense. I'm not necessarily sure we're bad at defense. I think getting to places quicker could be an emphasis. I know we've had a lot of open threes that we've seen throughout. I mean, Duke missed a bunch. There's been a lot of different situations where players have had open shots. And now some of that is scheme. Some of that's Pope being like, hey, if this guy shoots, like give him a couple shots. And if he knocks him down, then get on him. But I definitely think a little quicker on defense would be nice. We are averaging over 8 blocks and 6 steals. So you can't really nitpick that much. You're good at turning teams over, but I think the on-ball defense could improve. So maybe getting better on rotations, switches, just little things. I mean, nothing too major. And yeah, like your defense is definitely good enough to beat these teams we're playing right now. But Andrew's right. When you play Auburn and Alabama and teams, Gonzaga, you're going to need to be more crisp to beat the best teams in the country. But yeah, I think you improve in that area. That's huge. I think rebounding could be another area. But I have liked seeing that the crashing the boards ever since Pope made that an emphasis. I thought we've improved there. So I think a steady improvement in that area as well. I think the guards crashing the boards heavier has helped us. So I think you'll see more of that. And I think those are two of the bigger areas that you need to improve on. I mean, you could always improve on your turnovers, but we do play fast. So those are kind of going to be at that area probably the whole year. But yeah, I think those three areas are probably what you're looking at in improving.
Agreed. So turnover margin, I'm trying to find where we are. Not in a great spot because I'm already on the third page of the NCAA website and I've yet to find the Cats. And we are now headed to the fourth page. Man, here we are. We're tied for 170th. Our opponents have turned the ball over 56 times. We've turned it over 51 for a turnover ratio of 1. Is what it says. So I mean that's something you want to improve on. It's the same as in football. You want to get turnovers rather than you turn the ball over. Rebounding defensively per games, Kentucky's pretty solid. You know where Kentucky? This is interesting. You know where Kentucky is on defensive rebounds per game in college basketball?
Are they top 20?
They are a little bit higher.
Top 35.
No, I mean higher the wrong way. They are tied for number 1 with Creighton.
Number 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really an emphasis.
34.6 rebounds. These are defensive rebounds per game. 34.6 defensive rebounds per game through 5 games. Creighton has the exact same amount, 173 defensive rebounds in 5 games, exact same number as us. So we're tied for first with Creighton. Offensive rebounding is, I think, where you would like to see, and I want to pull up and see where we're at because I bet we're higher than you expect. We're not on the first page. Let's see if we're on the second page here. We're not on the second page yet. We're not on the second page. And there's a reason that I want this number to improve. So I want to find where we're at before I tell you why I think we should improve here. We got to be on this one, right?
Well, the reason you improve off of offensive rebounding is because you get more shots in a possession. And the Mark Pope team with more shots is going to be absolutely lethal.
Okay. Kentucky is 221st in offensive rebounding. Through 5 games, they have 52 offensive rebounds, 10.4 a game. Here's my issue with that, Carson. Okay. And why I think that number is actually worse than it sounds. We're shooting 872 threes a game. You know what I mean? Now, maybe we're making a lot of them, which is part of it. But missed threes should lead to some long. And I'm saying exactly what Coach Pope has been saying. Missed threes should be leading to some more offensive boards for this team. And I don't think that's really happened a ton yet. I think that you could do better on the offensive glass. Because once again, if you get 12 offensive boards in a game, all that's doing is giving you 12 extra shots. You know what I mean? That you wouldn't be getting if you didn't get it, those offensive rebounds. 12 extra shots for this team could be 20 points. I mean, like it can be a massive difference. So offensive rebounding to me, I think defensively we've been great. Amari Williams is just, he's looking like Shebway out there grabbing boards. Not, but he's been solid. No one is Shebway, but he's been solid.
Physicality wise, he's the closest thing we've had.
Well, yeah. We're talking about. Moving on there. It was that made a bad one. But I made a funny joke that would have not been the best, but I'll tell you after, you're gonna love it. But, no, your centers last year were not very physical. But, looking at how this team can improve, I think that defense is the number one thing that I'm looking at here. I mean, I think that, to me, it was Lipscomb. They just had so many open looks that didn't go down. Their coach talked about it after the game. I mean, we beat them by 100. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not sitting here saying we handled business there. But I mean, so it's not like they make some of those, they're in the game. But I mean, I think you win by 20. It matters more against the teams we're talking about. So yeah, I think you got to close out better on some threes. I'd close out better on threes, pick up some more offensive rebounds, and take care of the basketball. And I think because you're averaging right now, once again, 51 turnovers in 5 games. You're averaging 10 a game. 10 a game is where coaches say you want to be there or under. You don't want to go above. So we're right where, but you're kind of on the thing where, yeah, I'd rather be 7 a game, maybe cut that number down a little bit. Kentucky took care of the basketball really well last year.
It's all about, we want as many possessions as we can get. And so if you have 3 less turnovers and 4 extra offensive rebounds, that's 7 possessions. So you think that's that many extra times to score. And so, I mean, it all comes down to numbers.
Exactly. No, you're right about that. So, I mean, I think that's all you can really take away there. If y'all have something that you think you want to see this team continue to improve on, and we're not saying the offense is perfect, keep getting extra passes. There's room to improve there, but the focus is on getting better. Should be on defense and offensive rebounding, in my opinion, and then taking care of the basketball. So moving on to this game against WKU, Carson. What do you want to see in this game? Who do you want to see play well? What do you want to see as the Cats take on the Hilltoppers?
I think, like we said, work on the things that need improved. And I think domination. I think you need to dominate. I think you got to come out like we have been and just step on people's throats. Don't even let them get close. I want to see that continue against these smaller schools. That's about it. Because there's not tons you can ask more from this team right now than just to continue what you're doing. It's kind of hard to talk about what we need to get better.
I want to win by 50 instead of 40 tonight. It's like, what I mean? It's like, I agree with you.
Yeah. So this is really just nitpicking, but just continued domination, I guess, is what I really want to see.
Yes. Does Kentucky cover tonight, Carson Nash?
Oh, yeah. I already alt-spreaded them up even. They were at 22.5. I took them at 25.
I put $50 on Western Kentucky money line. I'm just kidding. I did not do that. I like my money. That would pay $1,000 though. I put
Kobe Brea is shooting now 74.1%. So
yeah, he went 5 of 8 and his percentage went down. He's got to be better than that. I was really disappointed the way that he showed up, shooting that percentage. That's just not going to get it done, But
he was awesome.
He is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I just, I'm just buying into how good this team is, Carson. I think they're really, really good. I think they're really stinking good. And I think people are starting to buy. I think people are late. You and I, we've known this team. And other people.
We got the early check-in.
But this team's great.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because our coach is great, So what I want to see tonight, the things we talked about, I'd love to see you go get 15 offensive rebounds and get, 19 second chance points off those. Or so, I would love to see that. I would also love to see, you get a ton of, turn the ball over 6 times. I'd love to see you be physical and close out on threes. That's the stuff I want to see. In terms of who do you want to see play well? I want to see everyone keep playing well. It's not like someone I'm like that. This guy needs to play well tonight. I don't think I look at that and say that about anybody. Everyone's playing well. And this is kind of in a weird way, a problem. Like it's not, we can't go, well, you needed Otega to play well tonight. We need Jackson to play. Everyone's playing well right now. It'd be really hard to nitpick and say this guy's got to play better. This guy's got to play better. So, I mean, to me, I think it's just everyone keep playing well and work on those things that we said need to get a little bit better throughout the season. I think that's all you can do. So,
yeah, I completely agree with you. I wanted to dive in a little bit to WKU. Our assist to turnover ratio, we were talking about how we were struggling on turnovers. They are not any better than us. They average 12 a game. They only assist 15 times a game.
yeah. I bet our assist turnover ratio is good. I want to pull that up.
Look for a stagnant offense from WKU tonight. But they do have a guy named Don McHenry. He's their leading scorer. But again, I think he's more of a guy. He shoots like 32% from three. So he's more of a create your own shot type of guy. He doesn't really.
He's a high volume shooter. So he's going to let him fly. If he has that game where he gets hot, you never know.
Yeah.
So don't let him get hot.
Yeah, he averages 17.2. So he gets buckets. But
he's a volume shooter, no question.
Yeah.
I got some stat numbers for you here.
He's not going to kill you with his playmaking. So if you can kind of really just lock him down, you'll be all right.
So I want to run through 3 turnovers per game. Kentucky they're doing a good job taking care of the ball. They should be right on the next page because we said we were at like 10.2, right? Yes, Kentucky's tied for 54th in turnovers. The best team so you're at 10.2. The best team in college basketball is at taking care of the basketball is Gonzaga, and they're averaging 8. So, I mean, we're talking about 2 turnovers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like you're at 14. You're talking about 2 turnovers. That's a fine number there.
Right. I mean, our pace of play is so much faster than
it's
most of these other teams. So that's gonna go into it as well. So
our assist to turnover ratio is 5th best in college basketball.
See, I knew that was gonna be better.
Yeah. So at 2.14, and then our assists per game is number 1 in college basketball, tied with UConn for number 1. We have 109 assists in 5 games, exactly the same.
Not tied with UConn in wins and losses, though.
No, we are not, and we are not tied with UConn in times griped about officials. Because they are leading in that category. Well, you might be, Carson. You might be on the board in that stat. I know you like to gripe about officials. That's your go-to move.
I do.
Yeah. You like to chirp blue, as they say.
Only when they need chirp, though.
Yeah. That's what Coach Pope said. He said that's what we have Leanne Pope for. That's what he's here to do.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But I mean, all kidding aside, let's talk about that for a second. I just wrote an article about that, about what Dan Hurley. And no disrespect to Dan Hurley, best coach in college basketball, I think. Back-to-back national champion for a reason. Incredible basketball coach. But, I mean, come on, man. I didn't like the way he was disrespecting the Memphis player. He's like, that.
Did you see
no effort rebounding the ball? Yeah. That Memphis player put in 0 effort rebounding, and our guy jumped. That's just, you don't say that about
at the end of in the overtime during a timeout. He was so unhappy about all those calls. He stared down an official and cussed him out. You can see it on. He walked an official down, stared him down while walking him down, cussed him out the whole time. He acts like a baby out there.
Well, the thing about it is, you can be, and don't sit here and call us soft, because there's a
difference.
There's a middle ground to this.
He's the soft one.
There's
going to be honest.
The better way, because I mean, I don't think UConn fans are going to find us crapping about this, but if they did, it's sucks. He's our coach. He's just a hard-headed guy.
If they do, Brea is way better than Mahaney, so we got the right one.
Yeah, have fun with him. Klingon merchant, but looking at, seriously, like even the way Saban handled it, Saban yells at officials the right way.
You can yell at officials and still be respectful while doing so. There's no need to cross.
Trying not to curse at them. I saw, and I don't know if it's true or not, but that Hurley said some really not cool things to the official.
And like name calling. Like
that's what I'm saying.
You can't do that.
You can curse while yelling at an official, but not like name calling curse. I think that's where a line's drawn. But Coach Pope, you know what he said about officiating before this? It wasn't like he said this in response to the Hurley thing.
Say it. I love it. Say it.
He here, I'll read you the quote. I just got done writing about it. He said exactly this. He said, for me, I want our players to feel the same way I do. The referees actually have no power over whether we win or lose the game. Calls are really hard. If I can be disciplined and keep my focus on the game, I think it helps our players be disciplined and their focus, stay away from the refs. What we've done is we had a serious meeting with the players and the whole staff, and we just agreed we would let Leanne handle the refs, and we're just going to work on the game. And I love that. I mean, seriously, all kidding aside, I'm not trying to disrespect Dan Hurley. I think he is the best basketball coach in basketball, but I think what he did was really embarrassing to himself and his players, and it was disrespectful. And I didn't appreciate any of it. Mark Pope would never do, and
No.
He'll get teed up. I mean, he's been teed up before, but if he's going to get teed up, he's going to find a way to get teed up in a way that I don't think it's crazy disrespectful to an official. And I'm not trying to once again, I mean, we're not trying to fully crap on Dan Hurley. He is the best coach in college basketball. But I think as a coach, you're also supposed to be, help it. There's a line in making young men not soft, but also making them respectful.
Exactly.
And I think Coach Pope is doing exactly that in the perfect way. I wouldn't want my son or my daughter to act the way in a sport that Coach Hurley acted at you know what I mean?
No.
And once again, I don't have a good read on him. I don't want to say maybe it's just a one-time thing for him. I don't have a great read on Dan Hurley. I don't want to say I'm not going to sit here and say that, but
I feel like there's been past situations of that though.
I agree that there have been, but I'm trying not,
Yeah, I know.
And trying to keep level-headed on it, but I just have a ton of, I'll tell you this. I have a ton of respect for the man Coach Pope is and what he's going to do for these players, these Kentucky basketball players. I think that stuff matters. I know a lot of fans might not care, because it's what we want to win basketball games. And yes, but I just think it's really cool the type of person our head basketball coach is. And that's no shade at Calipari. Calipari loves his players.
Oh, yeah.
He wants the best for his players. I don't want people to say, well, are you saying Calipari wasn't that? Because he is. But I think Mark Pope is even a level above. I really do. I think he's just a special player. I mean, a special coach, and he really.
And as much as Cal threw fits, with officials, he was. I don't think he ever got like that.
Yeah, his was more. He never got disrespectful, personal.
No, that's what I'm saying, Andrew. That's what I'm saying. You can be mad at the call, scream, yell all you want. You can't be disrespectful to the official, to the person,
Like in semi-pro. If you haven't seen semi-pro, obviously we can't repeat what was said in that.
Great movie.
What we're saying, yeah. You can't do any of that. I mean, Dan Hurley was 2 levels away from pulling a semi-pro. So, this is a great. Go watch semi-pro if you haven't seen it. It's really funny.
You're out of here.
Yeah, what? That's great. But so, Carson, give me a final score prediction and an MVP for the Cats matchup with the toppers of the hill, and then we will call it a day.
Yeah, I'm going to go 107-65.
Man.
And I'm going to give the MVP to Mr. Lamont Butler. I think Lamont Butler's our MVP tonight because I think he kind of shuts down Mr. McHenry.
Okay. I could see that. I think we get at 100 again. I'm going to go 97-65 Kentucky. I think Ortega's going to have his second, I believe, second 20-point game of the year. I think he's been around there a lot, but his second game 20 in the first game.
He's averaging 16, so he's got to be close there every game.
I believe. Yeah, let's see. Did he have 20 against? Did he have 20 against Jackson State? I don't think he did. Maybe he did. Let's see. He had.
I know Kobe Brea had 22.
Oh, he did have 20. He had 21. So in the 5 games on the year, he's had 21, 10, 15, 14, 21. So he's had 20.
You know what's fun? As of right now, I think he's our best player.
I think he is too. I agree with you. I have no pushback.
Away.
He's just good, man.
Awesome.
He's shooting, and he's still on the year. He's shooting.
He's shooting a good percentage from 3.
47% is pretty darn good for him. And 85% from the free throw line.
Woo, Andrew. You knew that was the biggest one we wanted to see.
And that's on, how many attempts is that on? That's on 4, 8. Uh-oh. 8.
Oh, here we go.
14.
Miss Gadberry, help him out.
17, 18, 19. That's crazy. That's on 19 attempts. So, I mean, it's not like that's on nothing. You know what I mean? Like, that's on a solid number.
That's a good amount of attempts.
Yeah. So, he's missed 1, 2. He's missed 3. He's 16 of 19 then from the free throw line. That'll work.
That'll work. That'll play.
That number, that percentage seem right to you? Let's see, 16 divided by 19. Okay, yeah, that's right. Cool. I'm really good at math, so it stood out in my brain. All right, Carson, any other thoughts before we call it a day?
That's pretty much all I got. Go to Rupp if you have tickets. Go support your Cats. It's gonna be fun. I hope that place is sold out again. The fans are crazy about it. I think it should be. So go enjoy it. I think it's going to be another blowout, and we'll look forward to playing. When do we play again? We play Friday.
We play. I already forget who we play Friday.
Georgia State.
Okay.
Yep.
They beat Vandy. Don't forget. They beat Vandy.
Yeah, they did. And football too.
I know. Well, it was football.
It was football.
I don't think they played in basketball. Maybe they have. We're getting back to exciting games soon, folks. We play
Clemson on December 1st.
Clemson on December 3rd.
3rd. And then Zag on the 7th.
Yeah, that'd be a big, big week. So I'm fired up about that. Is that next week? Do we have like a week off? That's next week, isn't it? Yeah, I keep forgetting that we're like early in the week because it feels it's a short week because of like the holiday. So it feels like today's like Thursday, even though it's Tuesday.
If you beat Gonzaga, you're going to be.
Which will not be easy because that is in Seattle.
Yeah,
but not going to be easy.
I mean, if you win that one,
yeah,
sky's the limit.
In a really, really good spot. No kidding. All right, well, that's going to do it for today's episode. Hope everyone has a great rest of the day. We're going to record a show that we will put up on Thanksgiving. We'll record that tomorrow so we can enjoy the holiday with our families and put something up for you, probably talking about what happens against WKU tonight and previewing a little bit of the Georgia State game. So hope everyone has a great rest of their day today, and we will talk to y'all again on Thursday. Go Cats. We'll see y'all next time.